The moon is probably the second planet that people started to notice patterns back in the ancient times. The first one obviously being the sun, because you kind of couldn't miss that it was light during day and dark during night. But the moon will probably be the second planet that people started to noting reoccurring patterns. Not only in the way it looks, but also in the way it influences the Earth on a physical level, and then later on also how it influences the human being on an emotional level. Quick announcement, you will find a free PDF in the description box down below. Just enter your email address and you will receive an overview of each planet with its characteristics and a few questions to help you identify how the planet shows up in your life. Hello and welcome back. If you're new to the channel, my name is Jada. In this series, we're looking at the planets from astrology to understand the different parts of ourselves better. As I mentioned in the introduction video, the planets do not represent how something is expressed, but rather that something is being expressed. If you haven't watched it yet, I recommend you do. It will give you a better understanding on how astrology works, but also the specific purpose of the planets. I'm gonna link it up above and down below. The moon is technically speaking not a planet. However, in astrology, it often gets called one just for simplicity's sake. Also, it's the fastest moving planet from an astrological point of view, because in astrology, you look at the sky from the perspective of the Earth. So from an Earth's perspective, the moon is the one that takes the smallest amount of time to get around the Earth. This and the fact that it changes its appearance every single day, and it also influences the tides with the ebbs and flows, is the reason, or one of the reasons, that it is associated with emotions. And the craziness that comes with emotions, like mood swings, like feeling this way one day and this way another day. In Greek mythology, the moon is associated with Artemis, the goddess of the hunt, protector of women and children and the forest. While Artemis represents independency and also our instincts, the moon is not so much about our independency as much more about that emotional, instinctual part of ourselves, like that intuition part of ourselves. Just think about Artemis being in the wildness, and you have to have really good instincts in order to survive there. So the moon represents our instinctual nature, not just in terms of our ability to react something or to know when something is off, but also our emotional need, like what do we instinctually crave when we don't feel our best. Therefore, the moon rules emotions, the different emotions that we are able to express, but also the emotions that we kind of fall back to when we are stressed out. It also rules our instincts and our intuition, that feeling of knowing when something is off and you just want to take a run for it, or that intuitive feeling of you just gotta know that that's the right thing and just trusting yourself, even though the logical mind has no explanation for it. Lastly, it also rules over the nurturing aspect. The moon is a lot associated with the mother and the nurturing ability that comes with the mother aspect. So it also stands for that part. How do we take care of ourselves when we are drained out? Are you someone that seeks company or that seeks solitude, depending on what recharges you again? The moon therefore shapes our emotional reaction. How do we react to events? How do we react to other people? And also how we seek comfort and where and how we feel emotionally safe. On the other side, it can also lead to emotional instability when we are overly emotionally, or we are emotionally very cold because we are out of touch with our emotions and our inability to take care of ourselves. So take a moment to reflect. How do you handle your emotions? Do you express them openly, or do you keep them hidden? Do you feel controlled by it, or are you suppressing them? Also, in terms of nurturing, how do you nurture yourself and others? What makes you feel nurtured? Observing this pattern can really help you getting back in touch with yourself and how you need to take care of yourself in order to recharge yourself. So when you come home after a very draining day, instead of opting for, comfort food, for example, you know what you can do to recharge yourself and feel your best self again. So if you enjoyed this video, you might want to check out the Artemis video from the Greek God series. It will give you a deeper understanding, another layer on what the moon is about. This is it for the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you in the next one.